Greetings, children of time and space. It's your host, TheAmariaShadow, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back once again to some more of Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. We're going to be starting episode Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, finally. So we're going to be starting with episode 1, Turnabout Trigger, today. So without further ado, let's get started on the way to today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Allons-y! Here he comes! The presidential plane descends from the western skies, bringing a message of peace. He's making his final approach and lands right on Gourd Lake. Just listen to that crowd. Welcome, Shang-Fa. Welcome, Mr. President. And now, sir, your audience awaits. Honored friends and allies, I'm here today to deliver a message. The odious criminals that dog my beloved nation are no more, thanks to the prosecutor's office of your great country. Gun! You have our most heartfelt gratitude. However, friends, do not forget, the battle against evil rages on. Here today I make you this solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice! Call the prosecutor's office! Get Miles Edgeworth here right away! If anyone can solve this, he can! March 25th, 2:46 p.m. Gourd Lake, Spectator Arena. Spectator area. The news must be halfway around the world already. After all, it's not every day an attempt is made on the life of a nation's president. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor. I came as soon as I got the call. The moment the phone rang, I knew it was serious. Mr. Edgeworth! Thank goodness you're here, sir! This is Dick Gumshoe, detective with the local precinct. He's the one usually assigned to my cases. How's the president, detective? We still don't know, Mr. Edgeworth. The medics just boarded the plane a few minutes ago. I see. I hope he's alright. I suppose you better show me the scene of the crime instead. Right away, sir! Hey! I said hey! Yeah, you! Ruffles! Who's that? You're the prosecutor in charge of this here case, ain't you? Wanna give me your first impressions? Anything strike y'all as odd? No comment. Detective Gumshoe, with me. Come on now, Mr. Prosecutor, don't be like that. Mr. Edgeworth, wait for me! Now, Detective, I need the facts of the case, in as much detail as you could give me. Well, the scene was right here at Gourd Lake, as you already know. A bunch of people were gathered to welcome the president of Shang-Fa. Di Jun Wang. Yes, I read about his visit. My goodness, he looks intimidating. It's been all over the news for days now. It was raining until just before he landed. Luckily, it let up and he went on stage as planned. And then, smack dab in the middle of his speech, bang! A gun goes off and everybody runs for cover, terrified for their lives, apparently. Apparently? Truth is, I only just showed up myself. I don't know a whole lot more than you do, sir. You were summoned on short notice as well? Sure was. Right in the middle of my day off! I was at the office taking advantage of a piece of quiet to prepare for my next case. And then the boss himself calls you to the scene. Never a dull moment, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? The boss? Yeah, chief prosecutor was right here in the park. Saw the whole thing. First chance he got, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "Give me Edgeworth right away! He's the only man for the job." Something like that. I see. Oh, they cordoned the perimeter of the park off. As soon as it happened, you'll be happy to know. Our would-be assassin is still here somewhere? Good. No, all you gotta do is find him in the middle of that crowd before they strike again. You're right. We don't know what else our culprit might be planning. These people are in danger. We don't have a moment to lose. Let's begin with the basics. Search every inch of the crime scene for clues, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Precisely. The president was shot at, which means a gun was involved. That's our first clue. President was shot at. Security was tight for President Wang's speech, but he was still shot at somehow. Alright, duly noted. Detective Gumshoe, how exactly was the security detail surrounding the president's speech organized? Well, sir, our officers were mainly focused on securing the perimeter of the park. The president's people took charge of the rest. He has his own team of bodyguards. See those guys over there? Maybe we should ask them a few questions. If I want to talk with them, I'll need to walk over and press X. Can I help you? You're one of the president's bodyguards, correct? Tell me how his security detail was arranged during the speech. Two of our senior operatives were attached to the president. The rest secured the stage. This isn't our first rodeo. Anything suspicious in that crowd, and we would have spotted it right away. I see. So the president's security was tightly orchestrated for the duration of his speech. Event security. The president's security detail was on the watch throughout for anything suspect. Let's investigate further. We should speak with other witnesses and continue to look over the crime scene. We can't afford to leave any stone unturned. So that's how y'all go about it, huh? Sure is something seeing the pros at work. Could share a little about what happens to that information once you've got a hold of it? Bystanders. This one seems persistent, but I can't afford to get distracted. Hey, Ruffles! I asked you a question, dang it! What happens next? Well, we put all the information together and try to find connections. Right, sir? Detective! Oh, don't be so hard on the poor guy. So, connections, you say, and what next? Well, I guess you say we connect the dots. Connect one piece of information to another. Mr. Edgeworth's forte. He's a logic master. I can view what information I have with L1 and then connect them with triangle. I should try it now. Just a quick press of L1 and we'll be off down the path of logic. Despite the president's tight security, the perpetrators still managed to carry out their attack, completely undetected by a contingent of highly trained bodyguards, no less. No mean feat. This would have taken some serious planning. In other words, the assassination attempt was almost certainly premeditated. That's the stuff, Mr. Edgeworth. The old logic never fails, huh? Indeed. All we need to do is find the right clues, then make the right connections between them. Make the wrong connections, however, and we'll only wind up further from the truth, which means I must make well-reasoned connections if I intend to draw logical conclusions. Let's get this investigation started. Time to examine anything that looks suspicious. To examine things, I simply need to walk up to them and press X. If I wish to speak with the detective, I should use triangle. No! I'm as surprised as you, sir, but there's no mistaking it. It's the Steel Samurai. Steel Samurai, Warrior of Old Tokyo. It's a popular TV show. Old, young, it doesn't matter. It really has something for everyone. It used to be why they had a Steel Samurai being a welcome party for a foreign president. It is a little odd, although now that I think about it, what better hero to represent our nation? I'm a scout the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Well, there's a bullet hole right here. It's the flag of Shangfa. The key motive is a blazing red phoenix. Wait, what's this? Something the matter, sir? You don't see it, detective? There's something unusual about this flag. Compare it with the one on the other side of the stage, if you will. That's a beauty right there. Just look at it flapping in the wind. It's immaculate. Exactly, which is how a flag should look. And yet, here we see quite a different picture. One thing in particular stands out, don't you think? Right, of course! I give up. Come on, spill the beans! You lead a horse to water. I just have to move the cursor to the problematic spot and highlight the difference with triangle. It's easy. There's a hole. Right here. Take that! Look closely. Do you see the hole? Whoa, look at that! You're right, sir! And note the burn marks around the edges. That's a bullet hole. There's no mistaking it. A bullet hole? So you're saying a bullet went through this flag? Breaks your heart, don't it? It does. What villainy could have befallen him? Witnesses said he popped right about when the gun went off, which would strongly suggest that a bullet struck the balloon. Looks like we got a case of cold-blooded samurai murder on our hands. This is sacrilege! We won't rest until the culprit has been apprehended. Detective, we cannot let this vile assassin escape. We won't, sir. You can count on it. I think I've gathered enough information for the moment. Time to put the pieces together and see what we can figure out. There's a bullet hole in the flag. It seems highly likely the balloon was popped by a bullet too. Which means 2 shots were fired, right, sir? Possibly even 3. The president was shot at as well, remember? Equally, the hole in the flag and the hole in the balloon could have been made by the same bullet. What we need to know is how many gunshots there were. Alright, on with the Ruffles! Ruffles! Y'all figure something out, huh? Care to share? Who exactly is she? And why does she keep shouting at us? Rubbernecker, I guess. Seemed pretty interested in the case. Come on, give me something here. We do need to speak with some witnesses to find out how many gunshots there were. Fine, let's see if she can tell us anything. There you are. Tabloid, at your service. Tabloid? Really? I'm looking into the case for, well, just for me right now, but... Looking into the case? Miss Lloyd, was it? Miss Lloyd, there's something I'd like to ask you. Well, what can you tell me? Any exclusive details you want to share? How about the perp? Have they made any demands? What about them there ruffles? Where does a fellow buy a cravat like that? Will you be quiet for a moment? I'll be asking the questions here. Dang, here I thought I could get you something juicy for my piece. I need to know about the shooting. Can you tell me how many gunshots you heard? Why, I most certainly cannot. I beg your pardon? I can't just be handing out leads for free. That stuff's my livelihood. Aw, come on. Don't hold out on us. We all gotta share sometimes. Me? Hold out on you? Well, if y'all are gonna be like that, I'll be moving right along. Goodbye! Wait! Wait for what exactly, huh? Huh? If you got nothing for me, I'm gone! We're fresh out of moves here. Out of moves, I wouldn't be so sure. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? As you know, Detective, I like to play a little chess. And what does one do in chess when an opponent adopts a defensive position? Well, the board offers any number of options, but some are more effective than others. Sorry, sir, but this is all going way over my head. No matter how impenetrable an opponent's defense may seem, it can always be overcome. Watch and learn, as I shatter my opponent's resolve with the power of my words. When attempting to draw out an entrenched opponent, one must employ certain tactics. Let's picture the board, to see if we can anticipate our adversary's next move. What? This is new! Now, we must analyze the state of play. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of me, not until you give me something in return. My opponent has dug herself in deep. Her defenses won't be easily broken. But I can't afford to try her patience by taking too long to plot my next move. In other words, I must be cautious not just in my strategies, but also the passing of time. Oh god, timed events! That's it, I can't afford to waste words either. In fact, it can play dividends, not two. If my opponent gets too agitated, if you're fixed to ask me something, will you dang well ask it already? I may be able to gain a tactical advantage by calmly biding my time. Maybe when I see a crack in my opponent's armor, I pounce. I'm already dreading this. I should begin by finding out what it is that she does. Alright, time to make my opening gambit. Mind chess! What is it that you do? Why don't you begin by telling me about what it is that you do? Sure, or I could totally not do that. Think I don't know when to keep my mouth shut? Shut? That's my job, isn't it now? So you do something you won't or can't tell anybody about. Shut up! I ain't no lawbreaker if that's what you're insinuating. By my time. I'm a law-abiding everyday citizen, and you got no reason to say otherwise. Forgive me, I meant nothing by it. If it's something you can't tell me about, I imagine it must be very important work indeed. Huh? Well, sure, I guess. Leastways it will be once I bag me my first scoop. What was that about scoops? I see. It's a scoop you're after. So you're a journalist, is that correct? Ha ha! The tank! Sure. I'm your friendly neighborhood reporter. The hungriest cub on the beat. That's the mystery of what she does for a living solved. Perhaps our hungry young cub has gathered information vital to the case. Let's make that our next line of inquiry. With the opening moves concluded, the mid-game approaches. What else does she have to tell us? Were you at the scene of the crime? At the time of the incident, were you present at the scene of the crime? Come on now, Ruffles. You ain't gonna give little old Tabby something first? Absolutely not. And I ain't giving you nothing neither. You think I'm a sucker? Think again. Come on, this is my career we're talking about here. You gotta give me something. Sadly, the more you know, the more you might find yourself in danger. I ain't scared. I'm a pro. It takes more than the sound of a little gunfire to faze me. You heard gunfire, did you? You may be a pro, as you put it, but I say you're still a little wet behind the ears. You say you heard gunfire, which proves you were here at the time of the crime. Therefore, you must have seen something. The Doubleday! Fine, I was here. I saw it. Came to report on the big speech, wound up reporting on a shooting. You won't get no more out of me than that. Oh, I missed that. If she came to report on the event, she must have a record of some kind. A record I would very much like to get my hands on. It's quite a clue as to where to take the conversation next. Where is your record of the reporting? You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions. You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. I am not in the habit of making deals. Now tell me what I need to know. Sorry, Ruffles, can't help you. Time to deploy my clue. You must have a record of your reporting. No self-respecting reporter would leave the house without a means of putting things on the record. So tell me, Miss Lloyd, where's yours? Of course I made a record. I told you I'm a pro. Dang near wore my shoes out running around on this one. Which is why I'm not about to just hand it over to the first person who asks me. I am not just anyone, young lady. I am the prosecutor in charge of this case. Don't you young lady me. You ain't getting it. No matter how many times you ask. Alright then. Let's wait. You understand, don't you, Ruffles? It ain't nothing personal. I understand that your job is a difficult one. You do? Well, ain't that sweet? In such a competitive field, you must sometimes doubt that you'll ever succeed. No, I could go plenty far, I'm sure of it. Yeah. As long as I got my trusty tape recorder, I'll always be ready to nab me a scoop. Play me that tape! Intriguing. A young reporter hungry for success, so dedicated to her craft that to leave such an important event unrecorded would be unthinkable. And indeed, she did not. She committed the entire event to tape. Ah, dang it! This is my scoop you're messing with. My big break! Fine, sure. I recorded the whole darn thing. It's all right here. You got me, okay? Checkmate. That's actually a fun mechanic. I don't mind that. Mind that. I mean, granted, the whole timed aspect of it is annoying, but that is actually a fun mechanic. You're something else, Ruffles. I was trying to be all strong and silent, but you had me singing like a canary. Never mind that. Now play us the tape. They should finally tell us how many shots were fired. Fine, you can hear it, but I got conditions. You play me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the chief ever played me so good, so you gotta agree to be chief number 2 and be mentored to a rising star, aka me. Chief number 2, huh? Kinda like a second parrot? That's a big responsibility, sir. And one more thing. I want exclusive reporting rights for the first 24 hours. Come on, you gotta say yes. What kind of mentor wouldn't give his star pupil the exclusive, huh? She's a difficult woman to refuse, and I need to hear that recording. 24 hours is more than I can promise, but the story's yours until the case is solved. And the job of Chief Number 2? I think not. Aw, you're no fun. But I guess a girl can't have everything. All for the sake of the scoop, huh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. Got exclusive access starting right this second, Ruffles. Good, then our first order of business is to listen to that tape. Honored friends and allies, I'm here today to deliver a message. The odious criminals that dogged my beloved nation are no more. President's speech. The President passionately addresses the assembled crowd, as if trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by sheer force of will. That there's me. Might need a little live commentary to set the scene. The meeting is scheduled for just about after the speech, correct? He seems pretty pleased to be able to put the whole Yatagarasu situation behind him. As well he should be. This is a great day for all of us. Whose voices are these? Well, there was these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time. I know their voices from somewhere. Wait, the part where the gun goes off is right after this. The President thrusts his fist into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. The battle against evil rages on. Here today I make you this solemn promise. You shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice. 2 gunshots. What the? Ah! Miss Loy's tape that I jot down in my organizer. A recording of the President's speech. 2 gunshots can clearly be heard. So, 2 shots were fired. Yep, and that tells us something? Something very important indeed. It allows us to deduce the trajectory of one of our bullets. Of 2 shots fired, 1 hit the President. Which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon, in that order, which, as you can see, allows us to deduce the position of our shooter. The only possible place from which a bullet could have been fired through the flag and into the balloon is... It has to be the left side, because if it shot from this way, it means the shooter had to be over here, yeah? Take that! Drawing a line between the flag and the balloon gives us the trajectory of one of our bullets. It places our shooter on the left-hand side of the spectator area. Bullet trajectory data jotted down in my organizer. Extrapolations for bullet trajectory suggests that the 2 shots are fired from the left side of the spectator area. You're a genius, Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, I'll need to examine the left side of the spectator area. Roger that, sir! So you need me to clear all those people out of the way, I guess? I do. And what evidence remains to be found may already be deteriorating. So I'll need you to be quick about it. Yes, sir! Chief, hey, I'm talking to you, Chief. I suppose you mean me, Miss Lloyd? I surely do. You gotta let me help out. This stuff's my forte. I'm the best crowd herder you ever did see. I'll prod, pummel, and push them wherever you like. A very kind offer, but I think a less hands-on approach might be preferable. Also about this chief business. I am nobody's chief. Whatever you say, Chief, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Your wish is my command. And I'll doubt that. Here you go, sir. It's all ready for you. Miss Lloyd here cleared everybody out, just like that. You should have seen it. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. The chief, my other chief, that is, she says I'm running twice as quick. She sounds like quite a formidable character. Perhaps I should go easier on the poor girl. Thank you, but you really shouldn't have. All that running around, your clothes are covered in mud. Allow me to pay for the cleaning. It's the least I can do. Huh? You mean my jacket? Well, don't you be worrying your pretty little head about that. It's reversible. All you gotta do is switch it around and alakazam. No more dirt. On the outside, perhaps, but you still have something of a problem with the inside. We're ready to get back to the investigation whenever you are, sir. The crowd has trampled the entire area. We'll be lucky to find any traces of our shooter at all. What? Why are you here? No, seriously, why are you here? Well, this is quite the situation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Who is he again? It's Payne, Mr. Edgeworth. Winston Payne? We work together at the prosecutor's office. He's a prosecutor? What brings you here today, Mr. Payne? Why, indeed. Why, only the invitation of the chief prosecutor himself. His voice. I recognized it from the tape recording. Was he one of the men who was standing in front of Miss Lloyd? And where's the chief prosecutor? He had to leave, I'm afraid. He's a busy man. They let him, and only him, out through the corridor. So he had me summoned on short notice and then left before I even showed up? Rude. You even gotta pick through the trash yourself? A prosecutor's life ain't easy, huh? Take a gun to. Right away, sir! The faithful detective scrabbles through the garbage as the prosecutor looks on, his hands unblemished. Let's see now. Come to Papa, little treasures. Is he enjoying himself? Bingo! A popsicle stick. Gotta love the jokes they put on these. Detective! Sorry, sir! Relevant evidence. Relevant evidence. Huh? I think we got something! Good work, detective. Let's take a closer look, shall we? By examining a piece of evidence from all angles, we can uncover hidden details. You sure can! Just tell me which way you want it, sir. You can rotate the item with the right analog stick. If you want, I can move it closer or further away, too. I can use L1 to examine an object up close, and R1 to move out for the bigger picture. And when you spot something, just say the word. I can point out suspicious areas with the cursor, and press X to inspect it more closely. Alright, let's see what we can discover. Hello, gun! This is a document of some kind. What are we looking at here? Presidential security plan? It's a diagram of the president's security arrangements. Shows how the president's bodies were positioned. It even has his people's names on it. Rook and Knight. Well, his bodyguards aren't natives of Shanghai. I heard he uses some private security firm. Why not employ people from his own country? I know why not. Y'all want to hear a little tabloid exclusive? You really know something? Sure I do. I was over at their embassy not so long ago. Long back, sniffing out a story. While I'm there, one of my sources tells me that the president's got more enemies and you got hairs on your head, including a bunch of bigwigs in the National Police Force. Interesting. So he's unable to trust his own domestic law enforcement. I wonder if one of these enemies could have been behind the attempt on his life. What was it doing dumped there in that bag? You raise an interesting point. It's a document relating to a matter of national security. It would surely be highly classified. Hey, there's something else in here. Gun! What? My. What's a gun doing in there? Sir, this bag! It's gotta belong to the... Yes, it may well have been disposed of by our would-be assassin. The revolver. It would have taken a lot of nerve to dump it here and amid all the chaos. A 6-shot revolver found in a trash can. Not easy to acquire in this country. Could this be the work of a professional? That would explain the security plan, too! I think we need to take a very close look at our latest find. 2 spent bullets in the cylinder, matching the 2 gunshots heard on the recording. That proves it! This must be the weapon that was used! Exactly 2 bullets fired. Backs up what we heard on the recording. That proves it! This must be the weapon that was used. This part is called the grip. I've held a few guns in the time, but they've never felt quite right in my hand. This one is no exception. This is a laser sight. It's lined up with a target to make aiming a bit easier. If I press this here... Yep, definitely a red laser! The assassin have used a laser sight to target the president? That bag was a real find, huh? Just goes to show, a bag in the hand is worth two in the trash. Nice work, Detective. Now there's something else I'd like to ask of you, if you don't mind. I need you to take the bag and the gun to forensics to see if they can find any prints. On it, sir! A good set of fingerprints could really help this investigation along. Got the results for you, sir! But that was quick! You bet it was! Told the techs it was ultra super high priority. But, they came up empty. They checked everywhere? Inside and outside, top to bottom, sir. They even took the bullets out of the gun and dusted them. I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. One of the news channels? Yep. Can I help you? You must have footage of the event. Do you mind if I take a look? Wish I could help you, but that might be a little tricky. And why's that, huh, pal? You got a problem with doing your civic duty or something? No, it's just that my camera was knocked over in all the panic, and now I can't get it to work. That footage would have helped immensely. Just our luck. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! What the? You look like you need a little help, Mr. Edgeworth. I know that voice. Kay! Hey, the goat! Honestly, I leave you alone for 2 seconds, but don't worry, your hero's here to save the day. That's right, the one, the only, Kay Faraday! Hero? Only you would give yourself a title like that. So you're not a great thief anymore? Not right now, but it's not like I quit. I'm just on sabbatical. I'm taking time out for some intensive training. Being the second Yamagarasu doesn't come easy. Kay helped me out on a few cases about 2 weeks ago when I was working a case. The case of the Yamagarasu, a mysterious thief who seemed to appear and disappear at will, and who claimed only to steal the truth. She calls herself the second Yamagarasu, the successor to the so-called Great Thief. There's not a lock I can't open or a trap I can't escape. And when it comes to stealing, well, I'm still in training. I'll get there soon enough. What are you doing today? What do you think I'm doing? I've been enjoying the festivities, of course. I suppose you did mention being fond of such things. And afterwards, I was thinking of dropping by your office to see you guys. But now I don't have to. Good to see you, kiddo. You're as bright and breezy as ever. Hey, Gummy, how you been? You're looking pretty full of beans yourself. It's okay. Are you really here to save the day? Yep! Prepare for your jaw to hit the floor. Your best pal in the world only went and took pictures of the whole shebang. Did you now? Then you better show them. Wow, your jaw didn't even drop an inch. What's a girl got to do to impress you, huh? I know, right? The prosecutor here about as much fun as a dang toothache. Won't even let me call him Chief. But I'm forgetting my manners. Tabby Lloyd, Chief Reporter at your service. Hey to meet you, Tabby. You're right, he's no fun at all. This one time you two can chat later. Hey, can I see those pictures? Boo! Fine. Here! I took this one right when the gun went off. It was total chaos. People running everywhere. The president's 2 bodyguards. The names on the security plan were Knight and Rook, I think. What's that? Thank you indeed, Kay. I think you provided us with a vital clue. Hoo-wee! Your eyes just lit up like a pair of dang Christmas trees. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, care to tell the readers what you spotted? A contradiction. Huh? What now? I don't see nothing strange. Allow me to show you. This picture shows the moment of the incident, but another piece of evidence shows something different. I need to highlight the point of contradiction, and then employ my powers of deduction. First, find the contradiction in the photograph. Yes, this is it. I'll simply press triangle to make my deduction. Now, present the evidence that proves the contradiction. Wait. Yeah, the red dot on his forehead.
Eureka!
Look closely at the picture of the president in this newspaper clipping, if you would, Miss Lloyd. And look at Kay's photograph. Compare the two carefully. Huh? What am I looking for here? Well, I'll be! Indeed, there's something on the president's forehead. Something that wasn't there in the other picture. What is that? Some kind of birthmark? Yeah, a guy's got a big red birthmark right in the middle of his forehead. That's not a birthmark, that's a laser sight pointing him square in the forehead. I highly doubt a birthmark just sprang up there since the other picture was taken. Did he get bitten by a bug then, maybe? Yeah, that's it. That right there is a big old bug bite. And here I thought it was something important. Look on your face. You should know that the road to the truth is paved with just such seemingly trivial details. Ooh, again with the face. Alright. Duly noted, Chief. Alright, time for some logic! We're going to connect the laser sight with the red birthmark. I have solved the mystery of the red birthmark. Really? So it wasn't a bug bite? No, what we're dealing with isn't something that would itch for a day and then disappear. It is, in fact, the beam of a laser sight. Then our killer was aiming to shoot the president square in the forehead? And shortly after this picture was taken, a second shot rang out. Yeah, that's gonna do more than itch. Indeed, I fear the president may be in even more danger than we thought. And that the gun we found was the weapon used in the crime. Why would the perp use a laser sight, though? He's right. He's staying out like crazy using something like that. Pew, pew, pew! It's not like you could just go around shooting lasers all over the place. No, and anyone who saw it could trace it right back to the shooter. Seems like a pretty bad idea all around. Oh, I almost forgot. I took a couple more pictures. Maybe the laser sight's in one of them. It's a long shot, but it's worth a look at least. Alright, Kay, let's see these other pictures. Yes, sir! Right away, sir! Let's see. First up, here's one I took just before everything started going south. It might be more useful to us if half the frame was taken up with your face. Hey, can you blame me for wanting to get a selfie with the president? Lucky for you, this was right before the gun went off. And this one I showed you before is from just after the first shot was fired. The second shot came just seconds after this. Then there's... What's this? I can hardly see anything. I got knocked over when everyone started running right after that last picture. Guess I must have pressed the shutter by accident. I'm sure this one's gonna be much use, kid. And that's all of them. Time to take a closer look. Let's examine the picture from... Let's look at the one before the shooting. Is there any hint of the laser sight here in this picture? Right there on Winston Payne's back! It's the guy in the red hoodie!
Take that!
There, I see it! What is it, sir? Look closely at the person with the red hood. Whoa, there it is! Indeed, that's our laser sight right there. So that's our perp! The one in the red hood must be the shooter, yes. We found them, and all thanks to yours truly. Indeed, you led us right to the greatest treasure of all, Miss Great Thief, the truth. You may have captured our would-be assassin in one of your other pictures, too. Let's take another look. Our red hooded suspect could be another of these photographs from after the shooting. Is the person with the red hood here somewhere? Right there. Here's Waldo! Look, right there! Our red jacket. That must be our suspect. Looks like they took advantage of the confusion to make their getaway. Luckily, we can see exactly where they were headed. Ah! The samurai dog stand! Precisely. Which means they escaped towards the right-hand side of the spectator. Detective Gumshoe! On it, sir! Consider it cleared! Good, I'm counting on you. We have you now, my little Red Riding Hood. The entire park is cordoned off, and we know which way you went. Now it's simply a matter of hunting you down. Now, let us continue our investigation. There's evidence here somewhere. All we have to do is find it. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. What's this? A red button? Hey, do you think... Could it have been dropped by a red-hooded suspect? Yes, it certainly seems likely. The puddle reflects the clear blue sky. Clear blue sky. All that remains of the rain. You're a regular poet, sir. Very funny, Detective. How would you describe it then? Let's see, a pool of water left behind after a real heavy downpour? Just like I get left behind after a real heavy dose of Mr. Edgeworth's lager. I would say don't give up on your day job, but it seems you don't even have that down, Detective. There's something red down there. Detective Gumshoe, can you see what that is under the sand, please? There's something down here, right? Let's see. A red raincoat! This must be the one the suspect was wearing. They must have taken it off and hidden it under there before they made their escape. The sleeve is inside out. The button is missing too. Alright, time for some logic! Raincoat, sleeve, and red button. The button we found seems to have come from this raincoat. It must have been pulled loose when the killer took it off. Huh, the right sleeve's inside out too. It seems it was removed in a hurry, fast enough to tear a button off, no less. I surmise our assassin disposed of their gun and bag in the trash immediately after shooting at the president. They then slipped into the panicked crowd and moved from left to the right side of the spectator area. This was because they knew the trajectory of the bullet would point to a shooter on the left side. Finally, they removed the raincoat and hid it underneath the samurai dog stand. The killer would have needed to get rid of the coat as soon as possible, hence its hurried removal. The fact that its right sleeve is inside out is a testament to how quickly it was taken off. Yup, that and the missing button. The question, of course, is, why didn't the same thing happen to the left sleeve? Oh yeah! Only the right sleeve is inside out. Indeed, and the button on the left sleeve is still securely attached. So, what does this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If we're to answer that question, Detective, we'll need to inspect the raincoat in more detail. Let's take a closer look at the inside of the raincoat. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! Blood? This is a blood stain! Considering where it's located, I say the blood belongs to our would-be assassin. So we're looking for someone with an injury? Not just any injury, Detective. An injury on their left arm. Huh? How do we know that? It's simple. The right sleeve is inside out, suggesting that the suspect removed the raincoat in a hurry. Conversely, the left sleeve is just as we would expect it to be. Therefore, the suspect's left arm was never in the sleeve in the first place. And once we understand that, everything else falls into place. Now, Detective, there is a blood stain on the left side lining of the raincoat because the suspect's arm was too injured to fit through the sleeve. Precisely. Or at least we can say that there is a good probability that was the case. The pieces are starting to fall into place. That's a Gumshoe. I need you to go and search the crowd for likely suspects. Yes, sir! Suspicious characters with injured left arms, coming right up! You're even smarter than you look, Ruffles. Taking all of them itty-bitty pieces and putting them together like that. You'll have your man in no time. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you! Mark is still cordoned off, so our would-be assassin should be in that crowd somewhere. Don't let me down, Detective Gumshoe. March 25th, 3:27 p.m., Gourd Lake, there. Mr. Edgeworth, we found someone who fits the bill perfectly, sir. We didn't have the assassin, Gummy. Hold on, Kay. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. For the moment, they're a person of interest and nothing more. Understood? Okay, no jumping. But he's our shooter, sir. I'm sure of it. He's the guy who tried to take out the president. In broad daylight, surrounded by a crowd of witnesses. No ordinary assassin. Bring him over here, Detective. Carefully. Yes, sir! Come on, boys! You heard, Mr. Edgeworth! It's this guy! No umbrella and a bandage on his left arm. Well, pal, say your name already. Doe. John Doe. Chong, I'm sure. John Doe? Not a name you often hear in real life. That's correct. I know this man from somewhere. I'm sure of it. You are Prosecutor Edgeworth. You know my name? Of course. I've been following the day's developments with some interest. Now, perhaps you care to explain why you've asked to speak with me. As you've been following our investigation, you're no doubt already aware of who we're looking for. That's the killer! Yeah. So let me ask you, do you recognize this raincoat by any chance? Forgive me, but I'm afraid I do not. I see, but I believe its owner to be the would-be assassin we are seeking. My. Well, isn't that just shocking? This same would-be assassin happens to have an injured left arm, just like you. All I could tell you is that I had nothing to do with this unfortunate affair. The two adversaries stare each other down, their eyes like deadly lasers. Can you tell the readers what happens next? A showdown, that's what! A battle of wits! A battle of words! Should I let him explain any further what he thinks this upcoming battle will entail? No, let's not go there. Detective Gumshoe, if you've quite finished leaking my professional strategies to the press. Ha! Yes, sir! Sorry, sir. Thanks a bunch, you big old grouch. As if it would have done any harm. Doe's deposition. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you, but you have no proof that this person is injured, as you claim. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it started raining, I simply opened my umbrella. No raincoat required. So you contend that you were not wearing a raincoat, is that correct? It is. Is that so strange? Not everyone wears one, after all. I happen to prefer an umbrella. Team raincoat over here, they're perfect for when a girl really needs a move. Heck, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time. Not exactly the line of inquiry I was hoping to pursue. So you see, I am not your would-be killer. And I'm not in the habit of making baseless accusations, Mr. Doe. Please, I am just a simple ice cream cell. Oh my. Forgive me, my wound seems to have begun bleeding again in all the excitement. The owner of the raincoat is definitely our assassin. The said owner also has an injured left arm. I'm on to you, Mr. Doe. It's only a matter of time. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you, but you have no proof that this person is injured, as you claim. Yes, I do. The raincoat!
Objection!
You seem like a careful man, Mr. Doe. But not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind, something of vital importance. I'm afraid you must have me confused with somebody else. The coat does not belong to you. Or do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation? Your arm isn't troubling you too much, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again. I'll survive. Although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. I have my deepest sympathies, because if it wasn't bleeding quite so badly, you could have perhaps made a clean getaway. What exactly are you insinuating? As we have already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured, and now I can prove that person was you, with this decisive piece of evidence. See, Mr. Doe, there's a small amount of blood on the inside of this raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin. Attempted murder of a foreign leader? Causing a diplomatic incident? They'll throw the book at you! Give us the silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. A simple blood test will give us the answer we require. All it takes is for us to compare the blood on your bandages with that on the coat, and that will be that. We have the evidence. Why don't you make it easier on all of us? Admit that you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Shangfa. I am not your assassin. You're stubborn, I'll give you that. If this were a game of chess, you would already be in check. Now do the honorable thing and admit defeat! You doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you have me. I'll admit it. I was wearing the raincoat. Confess! Say the word and I'll slap the cuffs on him right now. But I did not shoot at the president. What? Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat. As far as I am aware, that is not a crime. Doe's deposition, part 2. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguards sprang into action and the shots rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I am telling the truth? As if! Your story stinks! You don't scare me. The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there, plain as day. The assassin, and they're wearing a red raincoat. Intriguing, but that is not me. Oh, come on! Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself? Doe's deposition, part 2. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and the shots rang out. That's it. So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshots? Yes, if I recall correctly, they moved first. At least the one on the left did. You're rather observant, though. I am blessed with keen eyes. The names of the bodyguards were written in the top left corner of the security plan, and the one on the left was Rook. That's correct. Bastion Rook, I believe. I expect you noticed the light from a laser sight. The man is no amateur. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking. I say our friend here is no amateur either. I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony if you don't mind. As you wish. The bodyguard on the left, Bastion Rook was it, was especially quick to respond. How do you know that?
Objection!
As I suspected, you are more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe. You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh? Then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the presidential bodyguard's names! What? You jest, surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight.
Objection!
You only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely. Only their surnames appear. Yeah, we all clearly heard you say the name Bastion. How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have. Seems pretty darn suspicious to me. Well, how did you know? Explain yourself! It was really a slip of the tongue. Another lie! He is the assassin, just like we said! Come now, miss. You little soon to be jumping to such conclusions. I did know that name's yes, and the reason for that is, well, I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted. What? You have something of a connection. And he is a name I could never forget. You think we're stupid, pal? Stop lying! I am not lying. I am, as I have always been, a simple ice cream seller. And an acquaintance of Bastion Rook. Yes.
Objection!
I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that? It'd be easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct? Please, you are more than welcome to ask him. Although I think that might be difficult right now. I would imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. Suppose you are able to speak with him and he does deny that he is your place. How will that help you prove I
Objection!
If you weren't the shooter, why take off your raincoat? It was no longer raining. In fact, it had grown quite warm. Far better to let my wound bleed, or would you rather I had let it fester? Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest the man! He's clearly guilty. If I were you, he'd be in jail already. You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. No! Come on, Mr. Edgeworth! There's got to be something you could do! Shocking scenes here, as the culprit seems all but certain to escape justice. It seems the court of public opinion has spoken. Very well. As I will clearly be viewed with suspicion no matter what I say, I might as well share what I know. What you know? What's this angle here? I saw another person with a red hood. What? Are you kidding? It's the person you captured in your photograph. I first noticed him just before the president's speech began. He was still radiant then. The outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention, as did the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-hooded person? Preposterous! I knew that if anyone saw me dressed in relation to this individual, I could fall under suspicion myself. It's so naturally I would lose my rank. So not only did you see the assassins, they were wearing exactly the same thing as you. How very convenient. I thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me. Especially if I had said that the shooter was standing right next to a second prosecutor. Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting. No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there. Huh? Me? Yes, the photograph will prove it, I am sure. You see, right there in front of the person with the red hood. That's me, yes, but what exactly are you saying? What's his endgame here? As I mentioned, I have been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth, and while pondering the details, I noticed something strange. Strange? What exactly? Come now, a man of your talent should be more than capable of spotting a contradiction such as this. I'm afraid I don't follow. The picture shows the chief prosecutor, Mr. Payne, and the shooter. But there's nothing weird about that, is there? Carefully, the picture was taken right in the middle of the president's speech. One of the other pieces of evidence we gather is inconsistent with what we see here. What is Mr. Doe talking about? Which piece of evidence is inconsistent with what's in this picture?
Take that!
Ah! Of course! The tape! It contradicts the photograph! Ah, so you have noticed at last. What's he going on about, Mr. Edgeworth? Someone's missing. Someone who should be here. Huh? But who? Who indeed? The person who is missing from this photograph is...
Take
Abby
that!
Lloyd. Huh? Miss Lloyd? How do you figure that? Mr. Payne's voice could clearly be heard on Miss Lloyd's tape. Considering that he was conducting a private conversation with the chief prosecutor. Oh, there was these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time. Yep! She was in front of them. She was behind them. She must have been very close indeed to capture it on tape. You're right! But she's not in the picture! Precisely. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, you still believe that you have been hounding the right person? Miss Lloyd, would you mind answering a few questions? Whoa, y'all are fixing to put me under the microscope now? Alright, sure, knock yourselves out. I got nothing to hide. The inside of her coat is red. It ain't like I was standing still the whole time. Nah, I was running all over, roving reporting style, and that was a big old crowd. Guess the picture must have been taken while I was in one spot, and the tape's from when I was in another. So quit giving me the evil eye. Ain't nothing but a misunderstanding. There's no doubt about the voices on the tape. That was Mr. Payne and the chief prosecutor, I'm certain of it. Tabby wouldn't lie to us. I know she wouldn't. But if she did, that would mean she's our perp! But y'all quit messing with me, as if I could have done a thing like that. Little old me? I might be inclined to believe you, if your testimony didn't contain a glaring inconsistency. It does? I thought it was pretty good. Seems I have no choice but to present her with the evidence and expose the contradiction. It ain't like I was standing still the whole time. No, I was running all over, roving reporter style, and that was a big old crowd. Guess the picture must have been taken while I was in one spot and the tape's from when I was in another.
Objection!
Miss Lloyd, it's imperative for a reporter not to lie, wouldn't you say? You're dang right it is, and I don't lie! And yet, the photograph and the recording were definitely taken at the same time. What? You can't prove that! Oh, but I can. The evidence is right here in these pictures. This one in particular shows something that lines up precisely with when you were making your recording. What part of the picture indicates that it must have been taken at the same time as Miss Lloyd's recording? Wouldn't it be the president? Yeah, his right arm. Because she mentioned, that the arm was raised. See here, the president has his fist raised. And what about it? Would you be so kind as to play us the tape again? It ain't that simple. What if I were to tell you that you don't have a choice? You don't make it easy, do you, Ruffles? Remember, we are concerned with the moment the president raised his fist. No criminal organization, no matter how big, is above the law. The president thrusts his fist in the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. There! That's the moment right there! Correct. We've now confirmed when it occurred in the recording. Which means Tabby should be in the picture too. And she is. Right there for all to see. Or Miss Lloyd is in fact the person with the red hood. What?! So you're our shooter, huh? No. I don't even own a jacket like that. That's right. From everything we know, the owner of the red raincoat is John Doe. We've already proven that the raincoat belongs to Mr. Doe. You, Miss Lloyd, were wearing something else. Something that also happened to have a red hood. So there were two people with red hoods all along? Indeed, Mr. Doe's last statement was true. Wait, but we only found one raincoat. Where's the other one? The ice cream seller never mentioned a raincoat, only a red hood. Tell us about your jacket again, Miss Lloyd. Huh? This old thing? Well, the best thing about it, like I said, is if you get mud and such on it, it's reversible, see? So you just turn it inside out and... Ah! And you literally gave yourself away, woman! That's what I thought. The inside of her hood, it's red! That's right. And when the incident occurred, that's the side of the hood that was visible. What's going on here? What were you really up to, huh, pal? Wait, I never even wore it that way round. Perhaps if you would allow us to examine it, we can confirm that for ourselves. And y'all are going to confirm that how exactly? It was raining right up until the president's speech, correct? And much has been established already, as you yourself said. Heck, I don't use them either. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time. If you haven't reversed your parka since the rain, the inside should be dry. Wait a sec now, I got this whole big old backpack on, see? So I can't take off my jacket. Yeah, maybe I could show y'all some other time? You think an excuse that weak is gonna wash with Mr. Edgeworth? Aw. Well, what are you waiting for? If you're innocent, take it off and show us! It wasn't me, I swear. I never shot the dang president. I could never. That's true, Miss Lloyd. Then your best option is to cooperate and tell us the truth. Is there a particular reason why you chose to wear a parka with a red hood here today? I'm sorry, Ruffles. There's something I never told you. Something I couldn't. But I'll come clean, I promise. Just go easy on me now, here? Who said that? Hold your horses. It's a little soon for the endgame. goes for you too, Mr. Prosecutor. You lost this one the moment you made your opening move. That's one of the men from K's photograph. Guess I'd better introduce myself. The name's Bronco Knight. I'm the president's personal bodyguard, and second in command of his security detail. Point that thing someplace else, pal! What the heck's wrong with you? Sorry, can't help myself. It's just too much fun being this good. You're not a member of law enforcement, so how did you get a gun? This little girl's on loan from Shang-Fa, temporarily issued to us presidential bodyguards. Anyway, never mind that. I got 2 tidbits of news for you. You want the good or the bad first? Choice is yours. I'm indifferent, whichever you prefer. Really, you're giving up the first move advantage just like that. Whatever, your loss. Guess I'll push out the first pawn then. So you play a little chess, I take it. Ah, fellow fan, are you, Mr. Red Suit? Name's Edgeworth. You can say I dabble. Duly noted, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, I'll start with the good news. The president's okay. He didn't suffer so much as a scratch. He didn't? That's a relief. Particularly for the young lady here, that means there is no longer a murder charge in the table. That is good news, huh, Tabby? Yeah, 'cause I never... Now for the bad news. The only reason the president's alive is because we bodyguards did our job. One of us did, anyhow. Our boss. Put himself in the line of fire. You're referring to your colleague, Mr. Rook? Yeah, it's game over for him. No way! Rook is dead? A genuine loss. So, you're saying that Tabby? Yeah, your friend here killed my colleague, my brother-in-arms. Aw, heck no! I didn't do it! I didn't kill anybody! I could never! I'd shut my mouth if I were you, murderer. Sure, we did what we had to. Sacrificed one of our pieces to protect the king. But to lose someone like him during the castling, it's a real shame. Castling? What's that even mean? It's a chess term. Very simplistically speaking, it's a move where a rook switches places with the king. And why didn't he just say so? Mr. Knight, was it? Yeah? What? We'll need to see the victim's body right away. And if possible, I'd like to ask the president a few questions. Sorry, no can do. And why not? That's the third piece of news, and it's the piece you're going to like the least. I thought you said there were only 2. The National Police Force of Shang-Fa will be handling that here. What? You better be kidding, pal! This investigation was assigned to us. We're not about to hand it over. You're the Edgeworth, right? The one who solved the Yasukarasu case? The president mentioned you. I'm honored to have warned it to his attention. Makes sense that the chief prosecutor would assign this one to you. Wait, did the chief assign me to appease the president? That was a mistake. A big one. He should have given the case to somebody with a spine. You're free to take it up with President Wang. If you enjoy diplomatic incidents, that is. Alright! You're coming with me. We'll continue this on the presidential plane. No! No! I never did nothing, I swear! We can do this the hard way if you like, but in Shang-Fa, justice is served one way or the other. Ruffles, come on! You gotta help me out here, please! It's Lloyd. He was the one in the red hood. There's no denying that now. I can't help feeling you still don't know the whole truth behind this case. I'm innocent! You gotta believe me! Can I really let this happen? Is this really how it ends? The look in her eyes, the crack in her voice begs me to help her. This is no act by a criminal. She's genuinely scared. If I let him take her, we'll never know what really happened. Ah! What? Huh? What the? Get your filthy hands off him! Quiet now. Is that really any way to greet me? Your neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. What? It's you! Ah, so you too remember. What do you think you're doing, pal? Put the knife down and give it up! You got some nerve pulling a stunt like this in front of a bunch of police officers. Don't even think about it! You don't stand a chance against this guy! Who are you really, Mr. Doe? Just to say that I'm no simple ice cream seller. The guy's a pro, a hitman! His name's Shelly DeKiller! DeKiller?! There's not a legal professional in the country who doesn't know that name. An assassin capable of taking down any target, any place, any time. This isn't the first time our paths have crossed. It's been too long, Mr. Edgeworth. But of course, this is the first time we've met face to face. You're the assassin we've been looking for? In the sense, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract, and that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. I swear I've seen this picture in one of my old files before, but... how could I have been so careless? My bandits proved useful for bringing a knife into the park undetected, but I miscalculated certain other regards. They didn't bring a gun? Now, shall we play a little game, Mr. Knight? I know how fond you are of such diversions. Stakes must be high in order for it to be fun, of course. Shall we wager, say, your life? What do you want? I would like for you to allow Mr. Edgeworth to remain in charge of the case. Hey, what? What do you want to do, killer? I would simply like our mutual friend to see things through to their conclusion. Huh? But why? Sebastian Rook was a man of great skill, one with whom I felt a certain connection. It is only right that the truth behind his death be brought to light. But Mr. Rook's departure, the case is now yours to investigate, is it not, Mr. Knight? I'm consistently asking you to transfer that authority to Mr. Edgeworth. It's not something worth losing a life over, surely. You're just using investigation as an excuse to get close to the president. Am I really? I suppose it is true that in order for the investigation to proceed, you'll need to enter the presidential plane. You think I'm going to let you near him? I'm his chief bodyguard. Are you? Here I thought you were only second in command. Rook's not around. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into the capable shoes. You, of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me. If that isn't the case, then I'll ask that you make a choice whether you have a leader. Will you need to throw away your life, or will you allow the investigation to continue? Ugh. Is he really doing this to gain access to the president? Does he even need to? What is he plotting? No objections, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth. Come, let us continue the investigation. What do we do, sir? It seems we have little choice but to do as we're told. I said, listen, detective, and listen well. I'll buy us some time as I investigate. Meanwhile, you gather the other officers. Have them surround the plane to make absolutely certain that there is no way he can escape. Yes, sir, you got it! Alright, how long have I been recording? An hour, 17 minutes? Yeah, we can go ahead and end it here for today. So, thank y'all for watching, and as always, your host, TheAmariaShadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!